Hi everyone, this is Hazel Marie and welcome to my craft room. I wanted to share with you today a project that I started for Shibling. It's on Facebook, excuse me, and they had a contest. Um, I started to decorate a shoe. This is the left shoe, and I did decorate the right shoe. However, due to health issues, I did not get to finish it, but I wanted to share it with you. I started out, and I call these wedding shoes because these are the kind of shoes that you can color any color that you want to match um, your bridal party. This one has a low heel, which makes it comfortable, and just a very simple shoe. And it was an off-white. You I don't know if you can see that or not, but right there where I didn't get real close, you can see that it's a different color. So it was kind of an eggshell color. And I took my acrylic paints and I just painted the shoe. Now, what I did next was a total fiasco. What I did was I tried to raise my shoe. The reason being the contest said that your shoe had to be from the bottom of or from the floor to the top. It had to be 5 inches. Well, mine is not quite 5 inches. So anyway, I tried an experiment and I added some height down here. Well, needless to say, it looked okay until I had to start hiding it. And when I went to wrap this, and I should have made a photo to show you my really big boo-boo. But anyway, when I went to wrap it, it looked like I don't know, it was a deformed heel, is all I can say. It was not very good. So anyway, that kind of knocked me behind a little bit. And I thought, oh no, what am I going to do with this ugly shoe? Because the whole shoe was decorated and the heel was decorated, but it didn't have this really pretty arch here or curve, and it just didn't look nice. So anyway, I went to my husband and I said, because this was all hot glued on now, okay? So he tore everything off for me on the other shoe. And I thought, oh, that looks so much better. So I went back and I painted the heel and had to get the white off the black because at the time it didn't really matter because the whole thing was covered up because you got to remember there was an extra, about 1/2 inch. So anyway, this was quite an undertaking, I have to tell you. Now, this is the shoe that I did not decorate. Let me show you the shoe that I did decorate. Now, this is the same shoe, and what I did after I painted it, let me get a look, see if I can get you up a little closer. As much as I worked on this shoe, hey, I need you to see it. Oh, okay. There you can see, and it's got. I'll explain to you as I tell you how I made it. There's that infamous heel. Whoops, going the wrong way. There's my infamous heel. As you can see, it's normal again. It looks like a real heel. And but anyway, what I did after I painted my shoe, I covered it in a lace thoroughly all the way around, front, back, everywhere. I covered it in lace. Now, I got as close to the black portion down here as I could, and I glued it. Now, I will have to admit to you, if you look real close, you can see some hot glue spots. Well, I flubbed it on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Don't do what I did. Do what I'm going to suggest. Take this, if you're doing a shoe, if you're doing anything, um, take it outside in a well-ventilated area and spray the shoe with a self-adhesive, and then lay your lace on and then smooth it. That's what I should have done. Hot glue and lace, yeah, they don't go together too good, especially, but you know, really and truly, I kind of lucked out, even though I don't believe in luck. You can see a couple of glue spots, but you can also see, there's a few here. The other thing is that this has, can you see here? They have sequins. And those sequins kind of look like those dots. Well, it wasn't that big a deal to me because you can't actually see it. So I didn't worry about mine. But just a precaution, go outside and use a self-adhesive glue. Then bring it back in after it dries. Now, what I did second was I took bridle appliques, and you can see there's one here, and I started at the front, and I put a bridle applique, and it wrapped around the side on both sides, and I glued it with hot glue. And I did not glue the top because I came back and added a cording, or a braid, Chinese braid, or I call it braid. But anyway, then I went back here and I added another piece, and I started at the very back. I centered it, I brought it around, and I hot glued it. I did the same thing on this side. I did not glue at the top. Okay? Now, you could, if you wanted to, put the braid on first. That would have been fine, but sometimes we don't think of things, and that was one of my, I didn't think of things in order, and so I went ahead, and after I got through putting on my appliques, I went back and I put this braid on, and I put it all the way around, and then I took the braid and I put it all the way around the bottom of the shoe. Then I went back and I glued the pieces of applique to the top. Kind of backwards, but that's how I did it. And glued it down here. Now, as I told you just a few minutes ago, I totally blew it on the shoe, on the heel. Remember, I added something, and then I went and my speaker's making a noise. Oh, didn't help it any. I guess it did. Anyway, after my husband got through and he took all that messy mess off, I added a flower. And if you can see, it wraps around to here and to here. And I thought, looks pretty good. That's what we're going to leave it with. Then what I decided to do was I wanted to make my shoe into a pin cushion, but it was going to be a straight pin cushion, not a usable one on my desk. So I took some satin fabric. Actually, it was from the same wedding applique that I had bought a wedding gown and tore it apart. And girls and guys, that is so much work. In fact, I have a bunch of appliques right now that I'm going to have my husband help me with because of the neuropathy in my hands. It hurts. So he's going to help me do that. But anyway, what I did was I took two, oops, get my hands back here in the camera. I took two pieces of fabric because you could see through the fabric. And I'm going to scoot out just a little bit because you can't see me, can you? Anyway, I took and I made it into a rectangle. And I kind of measured it how I wanted it to be. And I did a running stitch around it, double folded, it was doubled together, and I did a running stitch all the way around, just like if you make this circle. And then I filled it with batting, and then I started drawing it up, and kind of, there's no other way other than you just have to fiddle with it. That may be a Texas term, I don't know, but I fiddled with it until I got it to where it went up here and into the front of the shoe. And even with all of my working and everything, it still had some flaws in it. And some of you may be much better at doing that than I am. But I finally got it in. I glued it to the bottom. And then I took a piece of lace, gathered lace, and I glued it to the inside of the shoe, all the way around, so that it would stand up. And then I noticed on this side, I had a space that just did not want to cooperate. For whatever reason, it wanted to pop up. I tried gluing it down. I tried doing several things. So what I ended up doing was I put the white braid on the inside. And that's how I ended up doing my shoe. Now, I was going to tell you that if you had a problem back here, you could always add a flower. Mine came out fairly good. I worked on it long enough. But anyway, these are my, I'm going to bring this down a little bit since I have those there, or that one there. And then I made my stick pins. And all of you have seen, boy, that's glue too. I used green on this. And this is pink and green, and they're all glass beads because I like glass. And this is going to go on my shabby chic candy station. I did put some blue. I'm not really a huge fan of blue. There are certain blues I do like, and that, I don't know if you call it Columbia blue, maybe not that, but that real pale, beautiful blue that they're putting with pink and green and cream. I love that color. So I didn't have any of those beads, so I used this one, and then I made a pink one. And they're all glass beads. And then I put it there. And that is my, whoop, I always go the wrong way, girls. Guys, you know that. But that's how I decorated my shoe. And it is going into my candy station. I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to get me a larger flower. And I think I'm going to glue it right back here and maybe move these down just a touch. Let's see if that'll work just a little bit better, okay? Oh, just one second. I've got all kinds of flowers. I just need a bigger one. Okay, just one second. Just kind of watch the shoe as I move around. Okay. Let's see here. We need a pink flower. Excuse me. Now let's see. I am back. Of course, I'm going to pull everything over on myself too. Now these flowers, not sure what brand they are. Whoops. Get back up here, Shoe. Ooh, that does look pretty, doesn't it? Yes, it's a little large, but you know what? It's going to be kind of a focal point. Let's see. We'll just put that flower right there. Whoa. It's kind of going down. Let me turn it around. See? I like that. Gives it a focal point, doesn't it? Okay. Now let's skip down. Down here. The thing is you're kind of guesstimating because these pins stick out. And then, whoop, need one a little bit. Let's see here. Of course, they're just a little bit different in size, so they kind of go in a little bit different too. Okay. There we go. I'm going to put them in here like so. Of course, I can fiddle with that later. You don't need to sit here and watch me. But what is that crazy lady doing? Yeah, that's too much. That is my shoe. And it's going on my candy station. It's got the pink and the green and some blue that I can play off of, and of course more pink. I hope you enjoyed watching my shoe, and I hope you got a chuckle out of some of the boo-boos I made. I do tend to make boo-boos, but I'm not ashamed of them. I'm just do it over again. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. God bless. See you next time. Thanks. Bye.